Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. Today I want to go over some stucco vents and the necessity of them because we get asked that often. We did do a video on this about 6 years ago, but we had a really crappy camera and plus I wasn't wearing a mic, so the sound didn't come out that good. Thought I'd redo another one since we do this kind of often. Alright guys, here's a stucco vent. Now these stucco vents here, they're okay for wood. But for stucco, this is a better choice of vent. Why? Okay, this vent is put on this way, which is backwards. It's okay, they made it work. This is the proper way for a vent to go on. That way the stucco stops at these points right here. But see, here's the problem with when you use a wood vent for a stucco wall, or a wood vent for any wall. We're southwest right here, meaning we got some dangerous clouds right there. Black as they come. It's about to pour down rain. Hopefully we won't get rained on. But when you put a vent on right here, what's the main purpose of a stucco vent? Anybody know? Anybody care? If you're watching this, you probably do. Okay. The vent is made to protect the mudsill. The mudsill is a piece of wood that's on the foundation. You build the house up. So you got to protect your mudsill. When it pours down rain, especially for this house about 70 years old. Pours down the rain. It goes into these holes right here and it lands on the mud sill. Now the mud sill can swell, and when it swells, well, it pops the stucco off. It beats up the stucco. The wood gets rotten. Termites come, ants come, and you know the rules. It just gets worse from there. So what I tell folks is we'll put these vents on. Now they still have the bug screen. This is a bug screen, so wasps, bees don't get in there and make nests. But it has a much stronger vent right here too, so the rats can't get in. You don't want rats under your house, guys. But more importantly, louver vent now. Now the water hits here, it drips down harmlessly. That's the most important thing about a louver vent, guys. A louver vent will allow the water to drip down, thus not rot out your mudsill. We'll walk around here and I'll explain a wee bit more in greater detail. Okay, Jay has been breaking all this stuff out. Jay, of course, is on the camera. Say, for example, this one here. He had a wire here. He says, well, gee, Kirk, how do I get it to where you don't have to poke a hole? See that big hole right here where my finger's going through? That's what they had before. What we did is we just made a channel for it, and then this is going to go on here. Now, we'll keep going around here, guys. This vent was put on properly. It was put on this way, where the other one over there was put on that way. Why? Who knows? Just the way folks do things. This is the way it should look when it's done. I'll go into a little bit more detail since we are on the topic. Okay, we already did this side right here. I'll take it from the start point, guys, and we'll go back your way. All right, we put this one in here. Now, we removed the old one. A lot of ways to do it. We put that new one in. We put this new one in. And here. Now, I'll start from where I'm at right now. Okay, these are the vents we're using. And by the way, guys, don't put them in this way. If you put them in this way, the water goes in here. 2 years ago, I went to a job, and the guy only had 5, and I laughed because I thought he was joking. He was not joking. He had put them upside down. I thought, dude, that's hilarious, man. Just don't do that, guys. So they go this way, so the water drips down off of them. Here's what you can do. I mean, we don't do this every single time, but you can get some caulking, and you can put the caulking first as sort of a gasket. And over on those, I was hammering it and nailing it. You could use a pneumatic gun, but for this, I just thought, well, gee, I'll just use my screw gun because it's more adjustable. Now, see this wire here? A lot of guys, when they stucco a house, will leave the wire and cut out this and put the vent on top. You can do that. This just means you got extra strength for these right here because sometimes you kick a hole right through them and then the rats get in. So now that I got a gasket right there, and by the way, guys, it depends on the house. If the house is, say, 60, 70, 80, 100 years old, some of the paper is not going to be in perfect condition. We get this hammer out, and I'll show you a couple of little tips, guys. If you're going to put a vent in, oftentimes it ain't going to fit just right. You're going to say, dang, how come it's not lining up every which way? When you're done with the vent, it should line up that way with that way. Now this stucco wall here is 1.5 inches wide because they put the wire here. And then they put the vents on top of the wire, which increased the depth instead of 7/8. So these are made for 7/8 right here. This is a template, a guide for 7/8. So we got to improvise now. So I put the gasket there. And here's another tip, guys. You could bend these right here. You bend these little guys on the side, and that gives you some extra fur. Now what we do is we put this guy on. Let's see. I'm going to eyeball it at first and get it where I think is about right. Let's see. Now that's, I think, is about right. We'll put the level on it, and that is about as crooked as a dog's hind leg, so we will adjust that a little bit more. Okay. Come on now. If I'm boring you guys, sorry. This sometimes takes a little bit more. Okay. We want to get up there. There we go. Don't trust your eyes, guys, because if I trusted my eyes on stuff like this, you'd be wrong and you'd be redoing it. Let me get it right to there. Hey, lines up finally. Okay. Now once you got that lined up, you take your level here and find out if you are chewing level. That's chewing level. That one needs to come out a little bit, a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, is at least get a screw going so I could have a starting place. Get in there. Okay, at least I got one screw in right now, so I'm going to check my level once more, and we are groovy. And we'll take another screw and get it in there. And by the way, guys, on an old vent, an old house like this, I would recommend that you put a little bit of a gasket or a sealer on there, meaning caulk it first. And the most important thing right now, and I don't have to do this immediately, is to get this vent out to this wall right here, because the wall wasn't put in perfectly. So it's our responsibility to match it now that they did something a little goofy. Now what I'll do is I'll put that there. That lines up. That one can come out a little bit, so what I do is take my handy dandy hammer. I got a cat's paw with me too, and I can bring this out just a hair. The idea, guys, is to get everything true and level. And here's what you use to do the breakout, guys. We use a Bosch Bulldog because it'll break out easier than trying to go with a hammer. If you take a hammer, for example, guys, and you think, well, gee whiz, I'm a strong dude, I'm going to break it all out. What you're going to do is destroy the paper, because you're going to push this stucco into deteriorated paper. This paper is 70 years old. It ain't in the best shape, too. So, and by the way, guys, if I'll show you how much breakout we've done in our past. Look at this. Is a hammer. This is one of the blades we put on here. That's how beat up it is. When you buy these, if you ever buy these, get a blade. They're like $6 because these, they go bad fast, and with a good blade, it goes right through this. We've already done enough of those breakout videos, so we won't bore you with the breakout on this particular one. Left out, the important part. Once you got that vent on, it's always another good idea to put another bead of caulking before we do the stucco around it. That's just a common sense thing that I didn't just now explain, and Jay said, you better explain that, Dad, because they're just going to put a gasket or a sealer on it and not caulk the top. Caulk the top, and whatever type of caulking you use, guys, that's your business. But I would advise you strongly to spend some dough and get some good stuff. All right, guys, we are done with those vents. Let me show you what they look like after the house is either color-coded or painted, because the vents protect the mudsill, number one, and they also protect it from squirrels, bugs, rats, your friends. Nobody can get through those. Plus, there's a net behind it. This is a fresh color coat. We just did this today. It's Friday. Like a brick. When this gets wet, it darkens, and it's kind of light and dark right now. But you can see the vents look pretty cool, and they'll save this house. You already had a lot of work done because of the other vents. So don't do that, guys. Make sure that you have the proper vents. This is what the color coat actually looks like when it dries. Color coats lighten when they dry, paint darkens when it's dry. It's Friday about 6 p.m. and this is our third 10-hour day. I'm so tired I don't even want a pint of beer, but I'll settle for a pitcher Jason's buying. Anyway, guys, we thank you for watching, and as usual, live long and plaster.
By the way, folks, my dad and I are now members of Amazon affiliates, so if you're looking to buy any of the plastering or construction tools you've seen in our videos and you want to support us in the process, you can check the links below our video, or you can go to our website and get them there. If you have any other questions for tools we don't have linked, email us direct and we'll respond to you then.
Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.